Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Ask NP Deidre with Nurse Practitioner Deidre Arms with Aspire Health and Wellness and Integrative Health out of Ohio. She has great telehealth services across many states in the US. So make sure you visit her website at aspirewih.com for more information. But today we are talking about stress. We're heading into the holidays. And I know you hear it over and over and over again, just like a broken record, that stress is unhealthy. But what is the mechanism of action by which stress actually impacts your health? We know it raises your blood pressure. We know that when your blood pressure is raised, that can lead to inflammation in your arteries and ultimately atherosclerosis, plaque building up in your leg arteries or heart arteries, all of the above. It can develop an aneurysm in your aorta. I mean, and then it's not overnight, but it's definitely over time. But that is probably why we see so much more cardiovascular activity in our hospitals over the holidays, right, NP Deidre?
Agreed. That and the salt intake, right? We've been known to hear
Oh,
about that salt
good
intake
one.
landing people into the
Yes.
hospitals, for sure. But I would definitely say, you know, when we think about stress and chronic stress, raising that cortisol level, and cortisol is your fight or flight hormone, and you keep that up for too long, you definitely run into trouble. Like, you don't want high cortisol pumping out all of the time. I mean, there are
Yeah.
health conditions of hypercortisol, like that. There is a disease state where cortisol is elevated in the body, and we know that that is linked to like decreased bone, so osteoporosis. It's linked to diabetes, it's linked to anxiety. So there's many things that elevated cortisol, but when you think of it from your stress hormones and what's going on, your adrenal glands and stress really have a big player in your overall health for sure.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And especially, I mean, Thanksgiving with family
Hmm.
that you haven't seen all year long. And you have a lot of cooking. Then you have Black Friday, and then you have Christmas or um, Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate in December, where you have to do the shopping and the cooking and all of the above. So, what do you suggest? I'm imagining also what you eat can play a role in adding to the stress,
Right,
or
because
because you mentioned salt, or even helping to calm things down.
exactly. Because I mean, we call this, it's the high sugar time of year, right? And
Yep.
so everybody gets inflamed from that. That's when we start to see everybody becoming ill, immune system, and all of that. We might think it's weather, but a lot of it is our diet at this time of year. But I just think a lot of times we are doers, right? That's what gets us into this trouble with stress at the holiday time. We're consistently putting on our plate more things to do, and we're not the best at just sitting in the season and being part of the season. Like, we're not good at being.
Mm, no. And so what do you do to manage your stress over the holidays?
So,
Maybe based on what you do, we can learn from it because I know you have your own business, you have your family, all of the above.
yeah, so I think it's an everyday thing for me. I truly believe in every day, whatever is bringing up your cortisol, your stress, you have to find something within that day to kind of bring it down. And so it's different for everybody. But if you ask me, like, some of the things that I love and I over and over will like die on this is forest bathing, getting out into the woods, hiking.
Forest
Um,
bathing.
yeah, I think just being in nature, and there's lots of studies to support that, just being in nature 20 minutes, like, really can change the cortisol levels. So that's hugely important. That's what I do. I don't take medications for it. I have in the past used adaptogens like ashwagandha, L-theanine, GABA, to calm me down, but that's not a routine thing for me. And I really focus like on sleep, because if you like derail your sleep during this time of year, you've just like the cascade of everything else going wrong in that day is going to happen. So,
You know what we just got was an infrared blanket. And I now use that right before I go to bed. And it's so wonderful because I can put it on top of my bed. I lay on top of my bed, put the blanket on top of me on top of the bed. And I just sit there for about 30 minutes and I put on my meditation on my YouTube and I lay there. And especially during the winter with this heat, and it's just wonderful and so calming. And I've been sleeping like a baby the past few nights. I even can remember my dreams, odd dreams, but dreams.
another thing that's really helpful, and I do use this sometimes, is like binaural beats. So listening to
Oh,
binaural
yeah.
beats. So there are different waves, and you can look into this, but like your theta and delta waves. But the idea is you use headphones because a different beat is in each ear, and it tricks your
Oh,
mind to think of one beat. And that one beat and what it's doing to the mind can lower cortisol. I don't know if I ever told you the story of the first time I did binaural beats, have I?
no.
Well,
Good
I didn't
story.
realize, yeah, I did not realize that you should only start it at 15 minutes when you do it, right? So this girl here played it for the entire night, and I went to get up in the morning and like felt staggery drunk from it. Like I literally
What?
ran into the door and I was like, why do I feel like so disoriented? And then I like was digging into it and I was like, okay, should not have done that all night. Should have just done it for 15 minutes to
It
start.
really has that much of an impact on you?
It does me. I don't know if every other person's like that, but I would never suggest all night for your first time just playing it. And yeah, I just
Wow.
set myself into like this so relaxed that I was like, what is happening type. Um, yeah, I was like, not doing that again.
I mean,
So,
I guess if you have nothing to do the next day, you can
yeah,
just lay in bed until you're fully recovered. But wow, what a nice state to be in, of full relaxation for a full night like that.
it was, it really was. But now
You want to share the link?
I actually did it from the Calm app. I love that Calm app too because I'll
Okay.
do the deep breathing and breath work off that. Um, I know you can get on YouTube videos or use almost any streaming, but for some reason, I like that app. It's been something I've used since 2020. So
You know what I'm really afraid of is I think I'm going to download the Comac because I go on YouTube and I'm always afraid the binaural beats or any of those megahertz or whatever music or sound meditations. I'm afraid there's going to be subliminal messages in there that I don't hear, and then it's suddenly like brainwashing my mind with things that I may not have any control over, and it might be pure evil.
yeah, we don't want to
I know
allow
I've just
pure
ruined
evil
it for everyone out there. Now everyone's going to worry about it, but I'm serious. They
in.
can do that.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I
mean they
think you're
should.
right. They can.
I'd be
So looking
worried.
at a good source of where you're hearing your music and things like that. I've never done it from YouTube. I will say that. Have used like Apple. You can get binaural beats and things. But the Calm app has lots of things to do, lots to help with sleep. They have like gratitude. And so we're heading into Thanksgiving, and gratitude's a huge thing in how we like keep our stress down. Like, what are we grateful for in this? Yes, it's chaotic, but what are we grateful for? And just practicing that gratitude.
We see that as a recurring theme now, which is interesting when you are looking at the different psychological reports out there where people are analyzing the behaviors and saying, hey, the one commonality between all of the different approaches is that sense of gratitude, the feeling of gratitude, using gratitude as healing for so many different psychological and behavioral issues that may be affecting your health.
Exactly, because our mind is so powerful, right? And how we
Yeah.
feel. We know this that even placebo-controlled trials, 30% of people respond to placebo because their mind believes it's working for them. So that gratitude and like feeding yourself with gratitude is really important. I can remember after my open heart, I had to really think about I could have festered on what I couldn't do, right? I could have really festered on that. That is easy mindset to get into. But I was like, one, grateful that I did live through that. Grateful for the days I could take steps or even make it up to my bedroom and the stairwell, or even I just had to think of each thing that I was grateful for. And I would say that was healing. It kept my stress levels down. And that's when I got into the binaural beats and I got into using the Calm app because I was like multiple times a day, breath work. Like I couldn't be out in
Yeah.
the forest. What else can I do?
It was interesting. I just pulled up a study because I had read it earlier this week about water molecules that can be changed by words and intentions. And so it's not just about gratitude, but even simply the intention, a positive intention, positive words that Dr. Mesuro Emoto, he had research that showed that water exposed to positive words and loving intentions tangibly formed beautiful, intricate ice crystals, while water subjected to negative words spoken produce distorted and fragmented structures. So, this researcher theorized that human consciousness affects the molecular structure of water, suggesting that water is responsive to the energy and intentions directed towards it. So, it just the concept it really it's saying highlights the potential influence of thoughts and emotions on the physical world around you. And I think that's really powerful, and it's exactly what you're trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. Like just being positive, think of the positive, and take some time in this season not to be the doer, but the beer. Like be present with your family, be present when you get to cook that dinner. Think of the like the memories that that brings, you know. Those are really good things for us to and our well-being when the stressful like next couple months happen for us.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, there's always something that you can say that's positive or something that you can be grateful for. If you're having a fight with a family member and you don't like what they're doing, you don't like what they're saying. And in that moment, you could easily get angry, but instead just stop for a moment. And you might not be thankful for what they're saying. You not might not be thankful for what they're doing. You might not even like what they're saying or like what they're doing. But in your mind, in that moment, say, maybe I'm just thankful to have that family member. Maybe I'm just thankful that in 4 hours, I'm going to be home in my bed without that person. See, you can always think positively, but find something. You can always find something. And it's so important to do so because why do you want that person? Do you really want that person or that one word they said or that one thing they did to actually impact your health? Probably not,
No,
right?
definitely not.
It's not worth it.
It isn't. Yeah. Just really taking care of yourself during this season. So, just going back to the things that bring your stress
Yeah.
down and doing that and be prepared when we go into these social situations. Like if
Yep.
you're not working on your stress during this season and you walk in, yes, you can feel a little more anxious and tightened up, but you know, do the breath work, journaling, the gratitude, being outside. Workouts are really great. Moving your body, yoga, like whatever works for you. And it's not the same for each of us. You know, that's what you do. Here in the office here, we diffuse essential oils that are very calming. And people comment all the time when they walk in, they just feel this sense of calm when they walk in. Like, so those are just some things that we can do just to help our stress levels.
And sometimes you just have to say, "C'est la vie, what will be, will be." And I know that sounds so cliche, but a lot of times you just have to make a conscious decision. as to what's really worth it. I
Right.
mean, your life and your limb could be on the line. I mean, with that one piece of stress, that could be the catalyst, that could be the trigger for your blood pressure to skyrocket and your an aneurysm you may have to suddenly dissect. So really take that seriously and start to control that stress. Nothing is ever worth risking your life and your limb. So we would love to hear from you. Make sure you do like this video, subscribe to our channels. NP Deidre is Nurse Practitioner Deidre's YouTube channel. Make sure to find her on there, subscribe to her channel. Also, our channel is The Way to My Heart. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to engage with us. Leave us a few comments. Tell us how you manage stress over the holidays, or even just tell us what stresses you out over the holidays. And maybe NP Deidre and I will jump on in and help you with some new, fresh ideas that you may have never thought of. But we hope you have an absolutely wonderful holiday season. And next week on Ask NP Deidre, we are going to be dissecting, speaking of dissection, we're going to be dissecting a holiday recipe ideas, the ones that are on YouTube, the influencers are putting out there. Are the healthier side dishes really healthier? We'll find out next week on Ask NP Deidre.